So we all have predicaments in life, things we want to change or do differently, from issues of all aspects of life. Like, let's say, for instance, if you're female and you think your man's cheating on you, then, what you really just did is you told your mind to prove to you that all the ways this is true. So you start thinking about it more and more, and then you notice they came home 8 minutes later than normal, so they must be cheating on me. Or they didn't hold the door open for me, they must be cheating on me. Before he left today, he put on cologne, and normally he doesn't put on cologne going over here, so he must be cheating on me. So what we can do is change it to what we do want. For example, I'm in a perfect and loving relationship. If that's the thought that you're holding in your mind, life will start to prove to you that you'll notice more and more things about how you're in a loving and wonderful relationship. But what it all boils down to at the end of the day is, why are we doing the things we're doing and wanting the things we're wanting? If you really go deep, it's not the it's not the having of the big house with 10 bathrooms that you can just run around and pee all day. That's not the point. The point is, whatever we want, from a loving relationship to money or whatever, is for the feeling. That is, we think it'll provide a certain feeling, which is, some people might say, is the essence of manifesting. Because if you think about it, if you first create the feeling, then the circumstance would then have to present itself in the physical. And like, once you really let that sink in, you can literally sit back and watch your daily life rearranging around you, and starting to meet the things that you believe, and start to say to yourself, at the end of the day, it comes back to who we are, which is pure awareness. Like, we're projecting ourselves into this physical world. If you suck it all back in and bring it all back to the 0 point, then we're able to restart fresh again. That's why a lot of people say to meditate or whatever. I mean, you don't necessarily have to. It's just closing your eyes and laying back, and feeling the circumstances for what they are. While you're absorbing that, you're picturing how you do want it to be. In other words, imagine all the dialogue inside our own heads. That's helping to create the world around us. So instead of saying, "Oh, I never have enough money for this," I'll change it to, "Always have plenty of money for this. I always have plenty of money for rent. I always have, I'm always in wonderful relationships, and I stay healthy as a horse." I love y'all. See y'all in a little bit.